After Hurricane Helene, we wanted to talk about some important information to educate and keep everybody informed. Scott, we are going to kick it off. What is your thoughts on the potential for government relief with specifically retirement withdrawals?
Yeah. So first of all, hope everybody's safe. Please let us know if there's anything that we can do to help. Again, just to reiterate, let's go over a couple of things. We've already gotten some questions, so we thought it'd be a good idea to send out a video. So going back to Kate's point on government relief, there's nothing, I haven't seen anything yet, but going back to historical events, COVID and other events, there is the potential, again, haven't seen anything yet, that the government would suspend penalties. I don't know that we would see a suspension of taxes, but certainly relieving people of penalties and making sure that hurricane cleanup related costs would be one of the excused reasons to avoid the excise penalty for early withdrawals. Again, don't know anything about that yet, just throwing it out there. Again, we're just trying to give you some pointers on how you might be able to access funds based on questions we're already getting.
And speaking of that, let's highlight the 60-day IRA rule.
Yeah. So again, a lot of people out there are having to deal with the tree companies and the filing of a claim for homeowners. Hopefully, and not all are going to be in this case, but hopefully some of you are dealing with tree companies that don't need a check from you at all. They'll handle it directly with your insurance companies or insurance company. Others are needing, some sort of deposit or down payment, and some you might just be paying completely out of pocket in hopes for a reimbursement. The 60-day rule, once in a 12-month period, you can pull money out of a retirement account, an IRA, let's just say IRA or Roth IRA. And if you deposit that back within 60 days, it is not considered a taxable event. So we kind of look at it like you can loan yourself money for 60 days out of your IRA. Now, that doesn't mean you can't hopscotch around from an IRA at one custodian to an IRA at another custodian. Now, all of a sudden, you have 120 days. It's 60 days. And if it gets past 60 days, then you got a taxable event, potentially a 10% excise tax penalty. But that is another source of potential liquidity.
As are loans against your 401k, you can submit a loan. And most plans, speaking in terms of plans that we work with directly, offer hardship withdrawals. The storm damage would fall into that as well. And then, you got.
Yeah. So again, we had a call yesterday that we were working with a plan sponsor, and that plan sponsor was prepared to amend their plan to allow for multiple loans. Currently, they only allow for one loan at a time, which is the preferred route if you're going to do loans, but temporarily suspending that. And to Kate's point, a hardship can be taken out even if there is a loan, an outstanding loan in place. So two more ways to access funds without incurring taxes or penalties.
It is worth noting, though, that with those hardship with requests, you are going to have to work directly with your employer and the third-party administrator. So that is not something that you can log in and submit on your end. You're going to need to work with your employer, and they will need to link in the third-party admin. And then kind of jumping into ACH setup, this is directly for our current clients. If you do not already have ACH set up, please reach out to us. We want to get that set up for future reference anyways, to prevent being in this kind of situation where you need access to your funds quickly. And we can get that set up with a quick DocuSign.
Yeah. So again, if you anticipate needing access to monies to pay vendors like the tree folks or HVAC, whatever, please let us know in advance if you know this is coming so we can go through the process to get it set up so that when you make that request, we can get that money to you super quick.
Perfect. I think that covers everything. I guess one last point would be, Scott, if you wanted to touch on the tax loss harvesting and efficient asset
Yeah.
say those
So,
points?
yeah, certainly. So if we are going to be pulling money out of a brokerage account, obviously we're going to do everything we can to make that as tax efficient as possible, and potentially going through tax loss harvesting, which we try to do throughout the year anyway. But we will obviously take a lot of care and diligence to make sure that anything coming out of a brokerage account is going to be done as tax efficiently as possible.
Excellent. Well, as we said in the beginning, we hope everyone is prioritizing their safety, their loved ones. And if you need anything with all of our touch points, if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our office currently has Wi-Fi and power, so we are up and running if you need to drop by or if we can do anything for you via DocuSign or email.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe and good luck with the cleanup.